Photopeeps, and welcome to another episode of Photopeeps. And tonight's guest is another photographer that does a lot of street photography. Probably his go-to genre is street, but we'll find out. Also loves the landscape because he's just come back from Wales and loves a bit of wildlife. So please welcome Mr. Paul Hill.
Can't hear the applause. I must admit, it's going to be a hard act to follow. You've had some fantastic guests on. I'm thinking, it's big shoes to fill.
You're more than worthy of it, Paul, from images I've seen.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We'll normally start with this question with everyone. Where did photography start with you? Where did it all start?
It would have been, I can't remember the sort of year exactly, secondary school. So probably 12, 13, something like that. Went out to, my mate, he was into aircraft photography and that. He wanted to get into that. So he bought a Ricoh, whatever it was, SLR. I went round, saw that, and I thought, I want to get into this photography like myself. So went down to Crew Camera Exchange, the local camera shop, and said, right, sell me a camera. So just I didn't know what I was letting myself in for. I just wanted a camera, and it was Pentax Semi Super. And it was, I think I probably got a 50mm 1.8 lens with it, something like that. Just the sort of nifty 50, if you want to call it. Fully manual camera. And then just taught myself, just got magazines. Obviously, there was no YouTube back then, no internet, nothing like that for the guides and that. So just looking through all the magazines. I remember the focusing on it. It was the split screen focusing to get it all right. So everything fully manual. So got to learn how to operate it fully manual, exposure triangle and all that. And took it from there with the landscapes and whatever else I came across.
On the light meter as well, was it like a little level?
Yes, I think there was. Yes, yeah.
Before my time, I think.
You don't know what you're missing, Daniel, with stuff like this. It brings it all back.
Old school.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I had to look at some pictures of the top like this. Oh, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, everything about it. Yeah, great. With the little, whatever film you were using, there was a little slot in the back, so you cut the little back off your box and put that in the back so you know what film you're using.
The ones. Yeah.
Did it come with a curtain over the top?
Yeah.
Mine was an old big metal Practica, and that went same, all fully manual, the lot. So, what was your first go-to then? Was it landscapes, or was it wildlife?
No, it was wildlife, because I was actually a keen bird watcher. I was keen bird watcher, soon to become a twitcher. So I used to race around the country after rare birds. I used to have a pager that would go off all hours of the day, and then I'd be ringing up my mates up and say, right, we're going to Norfolk tomorrow, we're going to Kent, we're going to Scotland, we're going to wherever, just for a rare bird. Yeah, remember one of the first back in the day when me and myself, my wife, one weekend said, we'll go away for the weekend. I says, well, we'll go in Scotland tomorrow. I said, where are we stopping then? I said, no, we're coming back tomorrow night as well. So if we just looked at Dumfries and Galloway for a quick twitch of a bird called the roller, the Mediterranean. So I was getting into the bird watching, and I wanted to record the birds I'd seen. Obviously, it was difficult with the 50mm lens.
Yeah.
So I then started looking at the telephoto lenses. I mean, telephoto lenses back then were poor, really. They were not good at all. Primes were always the best lenses. They're not like the telephotos of today. And so I bought, I don't know what price it was, a very, very cheap telephoto lens. And I got a few record shots, but it wasn't that good. Nothing.
I think back in the day, the nifty 50s were all the go-to, wasn't it? No matter what camera you got, they sold you a 50mm lens, and that was it.
Yeah.
Just one question for Daniel. Do you know what a pager is?
A pager.
It's in
a book, isn't it? Yes. I know I have a young look. I have a long, but I know what a pager is, yeah. Little square thing, bleeps. I don't know.
That's it, yeah.
It was run by a company called Rare Bird Alert Plug. And, in touch. And they used to pay a subscription every month, and then I'd have it at work and, in the pub. Sometimes I'd be sat in the pub Friday night, just about to down a pint, and then it'd beep and say, right, okay, we're going off, whatever, text my mates or whatever and say, right, we'll go for this bird tomorrow.
Right.
And then join the hundreds of thousands of people, hundreds of people there queuing to get a glimpse of this bird flitting around in a tree, trying to get a view of it.
So the wildlife was your first genre you stepped into?
Yeah, there's wildlife, and then I started getting into the landscape stuff. So getting a few books. I think it was Charlie Waite was one of the first. I forget what the book was called now, but it was something landscape photography and that. So going out and seeing all the different with the landscapes I was seeing when going out chasing the birds and things. So and then just getting more lenses then, like the wide angle lenses and things like that. So I can't remember when I don't think I got that many with the Pentax, because I think I stayed with the actual wildlife stuff, and then it eventually got into bigger lenses. I actually switched to Nikon. You might have heard of them.
It rings a bell.
And I stuck with Nikon for a long time for nature and nature and landscape. It was the landscapes that sort of were just sat there really. And then when the bird watching, the twitching, that sort of faded away, that's when the landscapes came in more than
So where did the street aspect come from it all?
The street stuff was, I've always liked street photography. I've liked the images that you see, that people are posting, but I couldn't see street images. I go out in the town centres and that. I think, how do these people see these street images? I just couldn't. I just see people going out, carrying shopping bags and just doing the day-to-day things and chatting, and I couldn't see any street images and such. So it was just over 10 years ago. There was a guy called Matt Hart. He was a big street photographer from Liverpool, and he arranged a photo walk. So I thought, oh great, that's it. Yeah, I'll become a street photographer. That's it, sorted. So I went over there, and the first hour or so we went through a slideshow. It was above the Wilkinson's camera shop in Liverpool. That's where we started. So I went through a slideshow of his images, and it was just what he sees in an image, what he takes, what he doesn't take. He doesn't take homeless people. He avoids taking sort of street entertainers, because they normally won't pay in unless you're willing to throw a quid in, and children as well. Bit of a can be a dodgy area. So that's it. And then he just went through all the slideshows for about an hour or so. He said, right, let's go on the street now. And then we just wandered around. He wasn't really teaching you to sort of see things. He said, just look at what other people are taking, and you'll learn that. And I didn't really get much from it, or I didn't think I got anything from it. And there'll be an image coming up.
Yeah.
I marked it first successful image, so I'll talk a bit more when that comes up. But that image was on that first trip out. I got back home and I thought that was a waste of however much I paid for it. I'll have a look through the images, and I started looking through, and then once processing them, converting to mono, making them a bit contrasty and things like that. And there's a few I thought actually they're not bad them, for the first time. So it was about 10, 11 years ago, and then for the last few years I've not really. I've dabbled in the street photography, and I've changed my sort of style, which again I see with images coming up really with what I actually take now. Back then it was I was just looking for people walking along a street, or sat on a bench reading a newspaper, or on the phone. But as one judge came to our camera club and he said, they're classed as low hanging fruit, because everyone's walking around with a mobile now. Everyone's, they just sat on a bench, or someone with it, just smoking a vape or a cigarette or something like that. They're sort of the normal sort of just everyday shots, really. So nothing to really get excited about. But that's what I was doing in the early days. So it sort of came and went. But the last few years, I've really.
And we'll see that later on. So, some of the different styles that you've adopted as such.
So, do you remember the first time you were confronted by a member public? And if you remember it, how did you deal with that situation? Because it can be quite daunting if you get seen. It's intimidating. I think that's why a lot of people shy away from street photography, because the confrontation element. How did you deal with that?
The worst, not the worst one I had, but I had one just a week or two ago. It was in Nottingham.
Right.
And it's my own fault. I sort of stayed around too long. I did look a bit creepy. I was shooting through an office window, and you see reflections and things. I like reflections.
Oh yeah.
So I was shooting through. There was a lady in the office window, and she was sort of she was just to the side. She was on a phone, but just like distorted glass with the way the shape of the glass was in the window. So I was taking a few shots of her. Okay, yeah, nothing fantastic. And then she walked in towards the back of the office in the shop thing. And then I walked further round, and I looked in the back of the office, and there was a girl right at the back on a laptop, just facing me. So this woman was then got her back to me. So I was then focused, with a wide open aperture, focused on the girl at the back on the laptop with this other lady just out of focus and that. And I was stood there for a while just because it wasn't locking up. It kept on missing the focus. I was locking up. This woman just looked up like that, and I went, "Oh, time to go." And then I walked along the street, 5 yards or so, and then this woman come out who had been photographing first. Said, "Can I ask you what you were photographing in our office?"
Oh.
And I said, "Yeah." I said it was just do a bit of street photography. And he said, "I'm not very happy about that." I went, "Okay." I said, "I'll delete the images then, if you could, please." Yes. So I just showed they were fantastic images, and the guys was weird. They said, "Oh, you should have another card in, so it sort of backs up to both, and then just delete the ones on the one card."
Yeah.
I only write to one card, and say they weren't that good, but So I went through, and that was the first real sort of confrontation, and it sort of knocked me a little bit, but I thought, no, don't let it get you down. And I just showed her deleting it, and I apologised and said, "Yeah, I'm sorry. It was sort of invasion of privacy, really." But it was a problem because I was stood there so long. I should have grabbed the shot and gone. I was there, and because this lady who was trying to get with the laptop, she wasn't looking up. I wanted to get the eye contact, and because she wasn't looking up, I was just taking a shot. And as soon as she looked up, she clocked me, and there's me looking in, taking photos. So she told her assumed boss, and then she come out. There was another time. It wasn't a bad one. It was just in I think it was Manchester Library. Libraries are great places to do street photography. The Manchester one, the security guards do get a bit sort of touchy with you and asking you, you're pro and that. And they don't mind you, which is a bit weird. They don't mind you taking photographs with your mobile phone, but as soon as you get your camera.
Yeah, I found that in London. That's a strange one. That I can't get my head around that.
Yeah, and it's weird. There's because some of the top end mobile phones can get a decent image.
Yeah.
Like
I think with the whole camera, it comes across as professional, and you're gonna benefit financially from it. I think that's where the sticky situation comes from. Where with the mobile, they think you're not.
It's
a strange one, because at the end of the day, you're still taking an image.
Exactly. At the end of the day, a camera is a camera, whether it be a big DSLR, a mirrorless, or a phone. You're still taking an image at the end of the day.
I really can't get my head around that whole negativity around cameras and phones. It's a strange one.
I've seen it loads of times. So they say, "Oh, you're professional." No, I'm just hobbyist, amateur. Like, yeah, okay. But one guy, I think it was this security guard, it might another time, and he said, "You're obviously a pro." I went, "Oh, am I?" Pros do this.
You haven't got 6 things you do, have you?
So I said, "How come I'm a pro? How can you tell I'm a pro?" He said, "Because you've got a zoom lens." The thing was, it wasn't a zoom lens because I shoot with primes. But that was his reasoning for thinking I'm a pro. He said, "You're obviously a pro because you're using a zoom lens." Now it's a big prime lens, so he probably thought, "Oh yeah, it's a zoom lens. Primes are small. Well, fixed focal lens are small." But that was his reason. Yeah, you must be a pro. I thought. But yeah, the security guard, I was taking, there was like some like swirly steps going round, and I was photographing the steps, and this security guard started walking up the steps, so he walked into my frame. So I thought, "Oh, I'll have that." And he said, "Did you take my photo?" And I was like, "Oh yeah. I said, "I'll get rid though." And I only deleted 2. I'd taken like 5 frames per second, so I got back. I deleted about 5. There you go, they've gone now. We went, "All right, yeah."
We've been out a few times, or you've been out with us all over the last few years at least. What is we know what you use for your landscapes and stuff, but Do you have a different setup for your street photography?
Yes, I've got two cameras. Well, I've only got two cameras anyway. But yeah, both the Fuji X-H2 and X-H2S, and two prime lenses. My go-to, which is, I keep saying I need to go with smaller lenses because they are big lenses, but they're fast primes. So it's a Viltrox 27mm f1.2 and a Viltrox 75mm f1.2. So both, and they're razor sharp, wide open.
Nice.
And I do like shooting wide open. It's just another thing. I got stopped by another guy that was out doing street photography. He got a little compact thing, a little pancake lens or something. He said, "Oh, what you shooting like?" And I said, "Oh, street photography." He went, "With that camera?"
What?
It's like, yeah. He said, "That lens is too big." I went, "Not really, no." He says, "No." He says, "No, that's not. No, you need something like this." I was like, he's really, he loved himself. I thought, okay, yeah. And I said, "Well, they're fast lenses, f1.2, so it shoots wide open, to blur the backgrounds and that." He says, "No, you don't want to be doing that. No, street photography is f5.6, f8." I was like, and he said, "I'm on Instagram if you want to follow me." He's really just like, followed him, and then minutes later, is he gone, right, unfollow? Yeah, and he was telling me how street photography should be done, which, there are different types of street photography. What he liked, because I said, I like taking candid shots. That's why I like getting the shoot wide open and get some nice blurred backgrounds with, the portrait shots, but, not asking them to pose and that. Whereas there's nothing wrong with it, but his street photography style was actually engaging with people and going up to speak and say, "Can I take your photograph?" Which is fair, it's fair enough. That is street portraiture, but that's not the stuff that I like to do. But it was the fact that he was telling me that what I was doing was wrong. I thought it was.
Was the images good? Were his images good on Instagram?
Not as good as mine. No.
So the term street photography, that it's debatable. That, in your opinion, does it have to be a member of public to make it a street photography image, or could it be architect, a building, or a doorway, or does it have to be a member of public to make it a street image?
I still take some, the architecture and that, but I struggle with it. With you putting your lens up, converging verticals and all that sort of stuff. And I can see some that look okay, but very rarely. I mean, a lot of people class that as, I think, urban photography.
Yeah.
But then just going back to what is street photography, on the Viltrox site, I'd actually posted that these are the two, so going out street photography, these two bad boys tomorrow, both Viltrox lenses. And this one person said, "What you shooting?" Another one question. Yeah. It wasn't the same guy, I don't think. And he said, "What are you shooting with them for?" I said, "Oh, I like shooting wide open, blah, blah, blah," same thing again. And he said, "Well, if you blur the background, you won't see the street." So their interpretation was you should be able to see the street, the road.
Yeah.
But what we'll do, we'll start to share your images now. We'll start with a couple of the wildlife ones. And then people will know why you shoot wide open for street. Because some of your images, what you do for street, are quite delicate, aren't they? They're quite interactive with your subject and stuff like that. So,
yeah, it's. I say there's no sort of set style for me. How you shoot what you want, you shoot what you like. I like shooting like that. So yeah,
right. Yeah. Let's get this show on the road then. I'll start with the first of the wildlife ones.
No. That's wide open.
Yeah, so macro photography, which is something I want to get back into. I've not shot macro for a long time. This was back in the Nikon days as well, with maybe with the Tamron 90mm f2.8, fantastic lens, really really good, dead sharp, and I don't know what aperture I shot this, but generally macro shooting. Stopped down a little bit, so probably f8, f11 because of the narrow depth of field. But yeah, this is a common blue butterfly. Just on a dandelion head that's closed up, but I've actually got it printed. It's on the wall just over yonder there, and it looks really good in print. And it's just it did well in the Camera Club comps as well, because the background's just all diffused. So even though I'm shooting at f8, f11, the background is so far behind the subject, it's just blurred. Blurred. If there was grasses behind, then I probably would have, shot. I would have shot. Excuse the dog.
He wants to join in.
F4 F4 or something like that. Yeah, so I got the obviously I shoot Fuji mainly, and I got the Fuji 80mm macro, but I don't know, I really struggled with it. It's a great lens, very sharp, but I never really sort of got anything like it I did with the Nikon and the 90mm. It was just, I don't know, it was. I've sold that now. That's actually gone. So I'm now starting to get into the OM system because the macro on that, I'm actually going extreme macro now with the bracketing and that. So that's something I'm going to be doing a bit more with this summer, because the macros, the true macro season sort of thing with insects and that doesn't really start till probably April.
Yeah, when the springtime comes out, isn't it?
The dragonflies and damselflies will be out, and they're on the wing through till sort of September, October, and that. So there are a few bugs around, but the stuff like the butterflies and the dragonflies and things, they're the main target. So looking forward to getting them again this time.
And the thing with this, for me, it's the hairs on that butterfly, all around everything on it. It's
and on the actual dandelion head as well. I mean, obviously you see dandelions with the either when they've gone over or just when they're fully open up, when they're actually closed up. So the best time to do the macro stuff with the butterflies and damselflies and dragonflies is early morning or late afternoon, because if the sun's out, they're just flying around. You might think, the sun's out, great, brilliant, but they very rarely land for long. So this would have been probably early morning, not cold enough for any dew on the actual flower head or even butterfly, which you can get. But this is probably where it roosted overnight. So
so just warming itself up.
Landed on there, and wait till it warms up, and then it'll fly off. Then once it's warmed up, same as the damselflies and dragonflies, you can watch where they'll go and land, late afternoon, and you can go there next morning, and then they'll be still there, covered in dewdrops and things like that, if you remember where they are.
Right, let's go on to the next one.
Oh,
yeah, this is Marsh Harrier. This was a bird that I've tried to photograph many times at local RSPB reserve, Burton Marsh, Burton Wetlands, on the Wirral, and sorry, excuse the dog in the background. And the Parkgate Marsh as well on the Wirral as well. They get them hunting over the reed bed there, but they're always very distant. When I've been there, they're always really distant. So so they get them at the Parkgate Marshes as well. So they're just flying over the reed bed, but very distant. And this one I was up in Yorkshire last year, so I'd done 5 or 6 days just working my way down the Yorkshire coast, from like Staithes all the way down to Humberside or Spurn. And I thought, right, long drive home, where am I going to go to sort of break the journey? So I remembered this place called Blacktop Sands, another RSPB reserve. Never been there before. I thought, well, that's sort of, it'll break the journey a bit. I'll have a bit of a break. So parked up, and there's about half a dozen hides there. Looked in the first one, not a lot. Second one, not a lot. I think it's about the third or fourth hide. Went in, and I could see this bird just hunting over the reed bed, but again, quite distant. So firing away. This is with my Fuji. So I've got the Fuji. This will be the XH2S, which does shoot at 40 frames per second raw.
Oh my God.
And how many frames did you take?
Lots. I don't shoot at 40 frames per second. For me, there's just no point. I'll probably shoot at 10 frames a second.
Yeah,
like that.
40 is excessive, isn't it?
You don't need that many.
No, surely not.
But so it was flying around the reed bed, and I was shooting away. I thought, they're the best images I've got of Marsh Harrier. It's probably about 200 yards away, but they were still probably the best images I got. And then it started sort of working its way round and going to the right in front of the hide. I thought, come on, a bit nearer, and just firing away. And then it just banked and then flew right in front of the hide.
Nice.
And I was sort of shaking as I'm taking it, and just right now, just hopefully. And then as it's gone, I'm like, right, quick, have a quick look. And I mean, talk about right place, right time. Because I say there's 6 hides there. I could have been in any one of them hides.
Yeah.
I could have been, a few minutes after whatever, and it's gone, whatever. But it did actually do a second pass. I think this might have been the second pass, I think, because remember rightly, I put my converter on for this one. it was still very close, but just use a converter. So I've got the Fuji 150 to 600mm telephoto lens. It's a great lens, very, very sharp. And it would just say bank round and the wing tilt as well, and just the yellow eye, and I was like, well, that's it. I don't think I'll ever get a better Marshall image than that.
But it's just the eye, isn't it? The eye just is pin sharp. It's the first thing you go to.
It looks so evil, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. Very nice. And another one. I love this image. When I saw this, I thought, yes.
That's really nice.
This actually won Print of the Year at the Camera Club. Nature images at camera clubs. They generally, the judges like the subject to be doing something, as they call it. They don't like birds on sticks, which is the old term they used to use, or bird on a stick. So just a bird that's perched on a stick, just looking left, looking right, whatever. We'll probably get 16 or something if it's sharp. If you've got a bird that's on a perch and it's got some nested material or a grub or something, that'll give it some more, higher up the marks and things like that. But this one, this is a turnstone. This was on St. Ives Beach in Cornwall. This is somewhere that we used to go every year. And this was taken probably middle of the day, August. I was surrounded by families and I'm lying on my belly.
I was going to say, actually, that looks quite low, but you must have been really low down there. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, lying on my belly, getting lots of funny looks as all the kids and that were running around playing football and whatever. And these turnstones, they don't mind, they're used to used to people and that. So, but I've been sort of, tracking it around, taking photographs of it as it was running around, because they do run around quite fast. And then obviously it found this cockle. So I thought, right, so I was sort of moving forward, sort of commando style. And then just, that low level, if you get level with the birds, it's if you're taking like ducks and things on a duck pond, if you're looking down on the duck, it's not a great image really. So I always get the camera as low as even on water level if possible. I've seen some photographers have actually got like a float, so they'll go out with like waders and they'll actually have the camera on a float on the water, so you're actually really level. When you're getting photographs like the great Chrissy Grebes, when they're doing like the mating display and the weed dance and things like that, so you get that low level view. So if you're just looking down, it's not as powerful of an image. So this one, it was just lying on my stomach, and then just again firing away, and then just the shot. My favourite shot was obviously this, where the bill is just opening the cockle shell to get the food out. So the actual, I was on a bank on this one, so the actual bird was tilted down, but as photographers we all know a horizon that's not level, even though there's no horizon in the shot, it just didn't look right, so I had to level it up. And
but no, it's a cracking image.
Stunning.
Nice.
And the next ones is where we're going to Paul Street.
Yeah, so going back to the street walk I did with Matt Hart in Liverpool. So this is a place called Matthew Street. This is where the Cavern Club is, where the Beatles played, and it's one of the areas. It's a great place. It's rammed at night. You wouldn't do it at night. There's pubs and everything, but it's a great sort of people watching place and that. But we'd wandered along, and again, I didn't really know what I was taking, didn't know what I was looking for. And I saw the guy on the bench. That's what caught my eye first. I thought, low hanging fruit again. I'll grab the guy on the bench. So took the photo of him, and I thought, well, the added subject is just the guy walking his dog in the image, just going down the street. So again, I didn't think there was anything, special about the image and that. And then got it into Photoshop, started processing it. Turned it to mono, and then make it a bit sort of contrasty. I think I used Nick Effects, the
the plugins.
One of them, I can't remember which one it was now, but it was quite a contrasty, high structure sort of filter, and then other bits and bobs. And I thought, I quite like that. I like the style of that. Yeah, probably put a little vignette on it. And then I thought, the only thing I don't like about it is that sign.
That sign works for me, does that?
Well, yes, that's the thing. I tried to get rid of it. Back in the day, cloning wasn't as easy as it is. I mean, obviously that could be gone now and you wouldn't even know about it. But I tried and I was like, and it just looked messy. And I thought, no, I'll leave it in. So I called it No Right Turn. That was the title of the image. And when this was first out at a club, the judge loved it. It got 20 points. It won the print competition for that one competition, and then I put it into the print annual at the end of the year. And luckily for me, it was the same judge. So I knew it got a good chance. And he said, I've seen it before. He says, but it's great to see it again. He said, great title, No Right Turn. And he started picking it apart of what he's seen in it, which he saw more than I did. And he says, the guy on the bench, he said, what he saw there was the guy on the bench said that the back of the seat, it looks like demon wings.
Yeah, it does. It does, yeah.
Like bat wings.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the veins.
The veins are all sinewy. So he's gripping that seat and he's looking at the guy walking down. What's he going to do? Is he going to attack him? And then the guy at the end, he can't go anywhere. There's no right turn. Obviously, he can. It's a road open there, but no right turn. And then even there's like a scrape mark of like a bike tire or something. He said that's like a leading line that takes you to the dog and the man. These are the things that it was totally luck because there's no way I didn't see all this. And he said, I love how you've got his head just in that little square with the M. And again, it was like, no, I didn't. That was just pure fluke. Some of the images coming up, you'll see there is a lot of luck, a lot of fluke with street photography because you can't plan street photography. You cannot plan.
No, not at all.
Just go out, and that's why I enjoy the challenge because you don't know what you're going to get with landscape. You can check the weather. You can say, it's going to be foggy, it's going to be misty, it's going to be sunrise, whatever. High cloud, low cloud. You can do all this. Macro, it's going to be a nice dew on the ground. You could get the insects with the dew on them. Good light later on. All these things, but with street photography, you just can't plan anything. So, so that it won print of the year. That one did as well because he said, I've seen it before, but I love it.
Oh, nice one.
So that was 14 years ago.
Then from that one onto these, which this is where I've seen your street photography come. Because you like these window images, don't you?
Yeah, the thing for me that's I've found when I see an image online on social media, before I see who uploaded it, if I see something like this, especially with glass windows, and I directly know it yourself, I think that's your
signature.
What's the word? That's your signature.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And a lot of times you get your own reflection in there as well. I found that as well, which I find is quite unique. Very unique.
And always, if possible, you get the eye contact. If you can do that, but without hanging around too long. You get the eye contact. Even if you get a smile or something. I mean, I'll always, if I do get a smile, so I'll be like, give a thumbs up, thank you, sort of thing. But just the steamed up windows and things, so this was obviously Christmas time. So winter time is great because the cafes, coffee shops, more often than not, there'll be steamed up windows and just gives you that different effect.
Adds something different to the image, doesn't it? It gives you that gives you that feeling.
It's not really abstract because you can see what it is, but it's I don't know, it just adds something else to the imagery rather than just looking through a coffee shop window and seeing them sat there. So it just adds extra and all the messy, I do like chaos. You'll see I like chaos in my images. So there's a lot of the decorations, a club photographer, a club judge probably wouldn't like this. I don't put a lot of my street images into club competitions because I don't think they do well. I imagine with this one, it's always all cluttered and you can see all these, decorations and things. I don't know. I might try them.
For me, that gives you that time of year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Every image tells a story. This is saying, look, this is someone out for something to eat. It's Christmas time. The lot, it's very nice.
I think that eye contact really does make that image. I think if they're looking at each other, it'd still be nice. But I think the direct eye contact image with yourself just gives it that extra bit of elements.
Yeah, always if you
100%. Yeah, really nice.
Daz, have you done street photography? No. Is it not something that you want to ever? No, it doesn't.
I do London, but because it's more busier in it, and
Yeah, yeah,
bigger. And
yeah. But you can sometimes the bigger places can be a bit sort of what's the word, overpowering sort of thing. It's you can you can just get street sort of if you did want to have a go, you can do it in any sort of town or not a village, but a town, even a quiet town. Then it's less intimidating, really. But yeah, I was wondering because I know obviously Dan's done street and Darren's done some. You've done some recently,
Well,
haven't you, as
I
well?
won't call it street. I'm more of a if I go into towns and cities, I normally do the architecture side. But
Yes,
excuse me, I don't mind then if somebody walks into the frame while I'm doing the architecture side, because it gives you that sense of scale. It gives you what's actually happening and stuff like that. So when I do street photography, I normally do sort of the architecture side of it.
Mm.
So yeah,
I think with when you first get into street photography, I found is maybe go to the bigger like London, because you blend in with the tourists. If you're in London with a camera, you're just like another 1,000 people behind you. If you go into a small town with the camera, chances are you're the only person with a camera. So straight away, you public hone in on that, and that can make it very awkward for if you're new to photography in the street. Like I said before about being approached by people, but in big cities,
especially with a big prime lens stuff on it.
at 150 to 600, that's going to be a bit awkward.
Let's move on to the next one.
This is in London. I think it's where is it now? This I can't remember where this was now, but again, this is probably shot wide open, which you will see a lot. So focusing on the couple. So I'd walked through and seen this couple. So that the door is framing them, but the door's out of focus. So I'm probably shot at 1.2. But I don't know. I assume they do love each other now, but it looks like he's got his hand round her neck.
It looks a bit awkward.
And so I'd seen the couple first, and I saw the frame and the light and everything. I thought, I love that shot. And then when I looked at it and started processing, I thought, is he actually saying something too? He looked like he's sort of got a hand round it. Yeah, it's more the frame thing that caught my eye.
I like that cross as well at the top with them beams. Yes. That's sort of inset into that door. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from this.
This sort of thing, I don't see a lot of this stuff because it's so quick. Street photography, the moment's there and then it's gone. So you just grab the shot, and then it's only when you're processing it, I've not really. I saw it then, sort of thing, but I've not really looked at it. But it's just that extra bit of framing.
Yeah.
But it's something else I don't do in street. I'd say going back with the sign on the no right turn. I don't actually clone things out now or anything because they're part of the street.
Yeah.
It could be a distraction, things like rubbish bins or bits of litter or something like that. I just leave them on. They're in the image. That's it. So if there's something there, even like the fire exit sign at the top, I've cropped it to include that because that's where the door frame is. But I could quite have easily got rid of that, but it was there. So I just like leaving that stuff in.
Oh, nice.
I don't see the point of cloning it out. Really, it's part of the frame.
You do the same with yours, Dan, don't you? With your street, you leave more or less everything in.
As I think with street images, when it comes to post processing, it's so much easier. I'll straighten the image up and maybe tweak it a little bit, and that's it. I maybe spend a maximum maybe a minute or two. Whereas with a landscape image, you find you're really trying to maybe overwork it.
Overthink it.
But with street like this, it's so easy to edit. It's just boom, boom, boom. It's done.
The only thing I do struggle with is where to crop, because this would have been a bigger image, and I don't know where. So I've obviously cropped it. I don't know how big the image was, but to get the frame in and that. And then at the bottom, I've left a bit of the reflection of the doors. I could have cropped it at the door itself. Would that have been a stronger image? I don't know, but they're the sort of things that on the right hand side I've not cropped it with that bit of shrubbery or whatever. I could have cropped that out, but then it wouldn't have been symmetrical with the door frame. So that's the one thing I do struggle with, where to crop in street images. Landscapes normally it's pretty obvious.
I think I spend more time on cropping the image to different aspect ratios than I do actually on the colour tones and everything like that. I spend more time on the actual frame itself, where to bring it in, than anything else.
Yeah. Regarding I mean, I don't like yourself. I don't do a lot of processing on them.
No.
In Lightroom, I generally use one of the film simulations that are built in, the Fujifilm simulations.
Yeah.
So I tend to go for sort of a desaturated look. That's the sort of thing I like. I did back in the when I first started the No Right Turn. It was black and white mono, whatever you want to call it. I did everything, converted everything to mono, and then just in the last few years, I like, even though the colour's not adding much to it, I just like the colour, that desaturated look to it. Again, it's just something that I just like that style, really. I think that's it. So I'll actually shoot with that film simulation on my camera.
It's that classic chrome look, isn't it?
Yeah, classic chrome.
That's my basic continuous setting on that, because I shoot Fuji as well, and that's my. I don't think I even use any others, to be honest with you, because when I do streets, I'm really bad for you saying now about bringing colours into yours. I'm awful for going straight to monochrome. I really am. I really, unless there's like powerful colours in there. Is it? What's that?
Shooting
that region in London? Is it Brick Lane? I think is it Brick Lane or something down there where there's a lot of graffiti?
There is some around there, yeah. And
obviously, you leave those in colour, but I'm all for monochrome.
Yeah, but again, like all photography, it's subjective, isn't it? You know, I'll post. You see, I post stuff on Facebook, and then I'll be saying, "Oh, have you tried that mono?" And yeah, it's better. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Graham's this one is looking a bit puzzled.
This is
call it cops on Paul.
Scratching his head with his phone. This is a sort of chaotic image, which is what I like. Again, I just spotted the guy, stood outside the barber's, and so grabbed the shot, and then you look in the background, and there's a guy having his wet shave or whatever, another guy there. So then there's reflections, and then there's some other lad just walking past on the right side, just not adding a lot to the image, but it's just another thing with the reflection there, and then the reflections of the shot behind in the actual barber's thing. So just you're getting all the layers, reflections, and your eye just goes all over the place. You see the guy first that's stood outside, obviously listening to his phone or whatever, and then you look into further deeper into the image and see the other stuff and that. But again, this, I should put this into a camera comp and just let the judge test him, because they'd be like, "Oh no, it's too much going on."
Drive him absolutely nuts.
Oh yeah, camera club judges hate any word. They hate any words in an image as well.
Oh, there's plenty in this one.
Because they'll say, "Oh." Well, I
think with this one, though.
So
yeah, go on, Paul. Sorry.
I was just saying that I went to the local town. Just it's basically a ghost town now, like a lot of town centres are, and I took this image of all these closed shops, all shutters down and everything, and signs in the window as a lead in, and then it was like a bit of a tunnel, and then I waited for someone to walk past at the end of the slow shutter, and it was just like a ghostly figure, and I called it Ghost Town. Put it in. I really liked the image and that. Put it in. And the judge said, "Yeah, great title. Yeah, great. You've got that slow, movement showing in the person walking at the end of the corridor. But the sign in the window, it was like to let." He says, "Yeah, you need to get rid of that because it's distracting." Again, so that's just your classic, words. Get rid. That showing that the shop is closed and it's up for let. But anyway, that's it. So sorry, Daniel, what were you saying then?
Yeah, I just think going back to this image, it's saying like a camera club judge would have. I hate these ones, but I think when you said you shoot it wide open 1.2, the eye directly goes to the said image. But I think with this, like you said before, there's so much going on. When I first seen this image come up on the screen now, my eye went everywhere, and I think that's a good thing, because you're studying all the image. Rather than just the guy on the phone, which is obviously the main subject, but you're looking everywhere else as well.
Yeah. As I say, chaos, layers, reflections, and chaos. That sums up my photography. Not every image, but a lot of them. I like that when it gets your head trying to work out what's happening.
Yeah.
So
and it works so well as well. This is what I know you for, Paul. But your street stuff is shooting through windows, reflections, and the eye contact.
So again, yeah, it's distractions. You've got a light patch on the right hand side, which is probably like the window frame I'm viewing through. And this guy was at the back of his restaurant or something, so he's in the kitchen through this little hatch. Again, just got that eye contact, but there's, he's only a small section of that image, so he's not playing a big part in the image. But then there's a reflection of a blue car, reflection of a white car, but the blue car looks like it's running the back of the white car. But then is that a mirror with a wheel? It's just, again,
it's getting you thinking, isn't it?
Yeah,
gets you all around it. And that
looking everywhere.
But yeah, eye contact again. If he'd have been just like cooking away or something like that, or looking towards the back of the shot, it wouldn't have been as strong an image. But as soon as he gets that look, and then got him, and then run.
Do you actually wait until the look at him before you press that shutter, or are you pressing the shutter as you see that image?
I think I'd spotted him and had seen the reflection of that, so I was probably concentrating again. This would have been f1.2, so just and I do use face detect.
Yeah.
As long as it's not massive, real abstract reflections, because it'll just be all over the place, or if there's more than one person in the image. But yeah, I can quickly put it on. Sometimes if it does struggle, I'll switch to manual. I've got a switch on the lens, which is really handy, just a quick switch, and I might just have to switch it to manual. But yeah, this guy, I probably just saw him just milling around. Maybe he looked up a couple of times, I can't remember, but yeah, grab a few shots and then hopefully you can get it. But yeah, if he didn't look at me within, a few seconds, then it's time to move on.
And the sign at the bottom is what you do when you've taken the shot. Mind your step, running away.
Yeah, run fast. Yeah, I mean, I put this on. I think it was street photography. There's lots of street photography Facebook groups. I put it on. I think just called Street Photography UK or something like that. And yeah, a lot of people loved it. They said, "Oh, great layers and everything." So because I was thinking, do other people like it? And it's not everyone's cup of tea. There's a lot of people that say, "Yeah, don't get it." That's not street photography and whatever. But I love this sort of image. It's the sort of stuff I like to take.
And that's the beauty of this Photopeeps podcast, is showing an image that people don't normally take. And yeah, it's great. Would you do something like this, Daniel?
Yeah, I found I was in London a few weeks back and shooting through windows in Chinatown. I was shooting on the Viltrox 85 1.8 prime lens, and Chinatown in London is fantastic, especially at night. Big D was saying before about, I think he said to me a while back actually, he would do London, but at night time.
Yeah.
It just gives you that different vibe, with all the neon lights and stuff like that. But Chinatown in London, for me, is brilliant, because all the food vendors on both sides of the street, they're all obviously in shops with windows, and you could spend an hour or two down there easy. But yeah, this is the kind of image that I'd probably try and look to get. Yeah, 100%.
Nice. All right, let's go to the next one.
So you tell us a theme.
Oh yeah,
eye contact
and windows.
Yeah,
reflection. I spotted this. So it's again looking into a shop, cafe, whatever you want to call it, coffee shop. Spotted this couple, but this is actually a car that's. I'm not leaning on the car. I'm using the roof of the car to get reflections, so it adds that extra. It's just an extra layer, something to the image, rather than just taking that shop window, which would be an okay image, but it's not a steamed up window or anything like that. So it's just looking for something different. So yeah, looking over. I mean, the actual reflection on the car window is just really abstract. You can't even see. There's I think that California, whatever it is there, that's behind the car, so it's not even on that. It's just blurred, but it's just fills.
Yeah, it's just getting rid of all the chairs or whatever's in front, isn't it?
Now I'd actually put this. I'd put this as colour, because again, going for the colour theme, and it was a blue car, and there was the neon lights and everything like that. Yeah, I liked all the colour scheme in it, and then. Yeah, Denise Compton said, "Have you tried it in mono?" I went, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." And yeah, she's correct. And it's because the blue of the car was probably too strong. It was a bright blue, and I could have toned it down, but it was probably it was dragging your eye down it was just that was what your eye was
not
seeing.
the person looking at you.
You sort of look at the couple, then you're going down to the car and that. Whereas with this one, that woman who's clocked me, looking at me angrily.
Oh.
It's the look on her face as well. I don't think. I mean, does many people smile back at you when they make eye contact? Because everyone I've seen so far, no one's smiling.
I put one on recently when we were in Nottingham. It was within 5 minutes of getting off the train, and I saw this couple just in the window, and I ran up and then grabbed the shot, and she just gave me a really nice smile. And her boyfriend, partner, whatever, he sort of gave me this sort of wry look, sort of like that. And I give him the thumbs up, and it's nice that when but it's you do get some angry faces, some really angry faces, but again, you've got that bit of safety, because if they do want to chase you, they've got to get off there.
Yeah. Street photography, you've got to have good footwear, because you have to get out of there quick. Flip flop sliders, no good.
Coward street photography. And if they're eating a meal and it's like a steak, they're not going to leave that out.
So there's method behind shooting behind windows, look.
I don't do many portraits as such. I don't do any. I don't ask people to pose. There was one a few years ago. Again, it was in Liverpool, which is one of my favourite cities to go to. And there was this chef or kitchen hand or whatever. He was at the back of the actual cafe, and he was just having a cigarette, and he was just leaning up against the wall. So I went to grab his shot, and he looked at me like that. So, can I take your photo? Like that, can I take your photo? And he was posing for me then. He was, but that was probably the only time I've actually asked someone to actually pose and that. So yeah, this is behind glass or candid shots where they can't see me. Less intimidating. This is one that's a bit, again, let's talk about fortune and just being in the right place, right time. So I'd spotted the light and shade is very popular for street photography. Now I struggle because I don't know the areas that well. I go to Liverpool a lot, but I don't know it that well to think, right, it's 11 o'clock, it's strong sunshine, I need to head over to that place. Or, if you know a city or a town really well, you know where the light's going to fall at different times. Excuse me. And this was just walking past, and I just liked the light that was falling on the sign on the right where it says the gym and the shadows. And then, I saw one person walking from the left. I thought, right, okay, again, fire away, and then try and get him framed at the best part. I've got him in the doorway. I'm always trying to get the feet sort of not sort of together, but striding out, or the heel touching the footpath or something like that, just something. So I will admit, I do shoot at 5 frames per second when I'm shooting my street, because I don't want to miss the shot. A lot of people might say, oh, that's spray and pray, but again, I'd rather
think if you're shooting people, you've got to do, haven't you?
Yeah,
to get the moment. Yeah, you've got
which goes back to your wildlife, isn't it? You're shooting them frames to get the wings apart.
Yeah, you don't shoot one frame at a time on wildlife. So why is street any different?
Yeah, do that, and then, that marsh area fly past. Oh yeah, I'll shoot a frame at a time. They go, oh, I missed it. Never mind. No, I feel like. So, but this one, but the look was this car that just comes into the image. Again, I couldn't plan that, but it fills that black area, that dark area.
Yeah.
The light on the windscreen, on the bonnet, the reflection on the bonnet, and again, I wasn't sure where to crop. Now, you could. Do you think it's a stronger image cropped behind the person and the Liverpool One door? Are those shutters and that on the left hand side adding much to it? But he's on the third. I didn't know.
I like it as it is, because as you've cropped it round the windows. Your windows are like the symmetrical, for me, a part of that frame. It adds to the framework.
Yeah. That's the one I ended up. But I can imagine some people would say, "Oh yeah, that's not adding anything to the image on the left hand side. Just crop it behind his shadow, and then all the images to the right or whatever." But again, subjective.
No, I like that. I like it as you've included all the windows in it.
This is. Abstract again, and I'm getting a bit of a name for sort of hiding in phone boxes.
You don't have a black Mac on as well, do you?
So phone boxes, red phone boxes, which are unfortunately coming very few and far between now. The ones that are available are either really smelly or got defibs in or a library or something. But again, just looking out and then just getting that abstract, the guy walking past, it would have been good if he'd looked in at me. Although I've got nowhere to run.
You'd have been holding the door closed. You're not
stuck in a phone box.
But yeah, but then just again, because it's not even in focus, so the actual focus is on the frame of the kiosk itself, and then just all that writing. Again, it's just totally messy. Nothing you can just about see the white of his eye there.
Yeah.
But again, I don't like doing normal street photography, or what probably people call normal street photography, and it's this sort of stuff. So yeah, if I see a kiosk, red kiosk, go diving in there, and then looking for the pane that's sort of the most opaque or something to get that abstract image, and then just wait. In Nottingham, I was shooting through a rubbish bin. I was through the gap of it.
I've done that once before, actually. Yeah. It just lends itself to like here, like perfect.
It's got a bit of a frame, yeah. I mean, the woman gave me right funny look. I mean, because he's shooting through.
I've shot through a bin once. I think it was in Edinburgh. That's quite fun, actually. It's you need a bit of patience. You do look strange because to get the frame right, you've got to spend a little bit of time there. So if you're there 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. People gathered what you're doing. You think that guy's shooting through a bin. What is he doing?
The guy's been in that phone box for an hour.
Yeah, we know what he's doing.
No, it's nice. I like that. I do like.
So yeah, if you ever fancy street photography, look for a red phone box. You'll find Paul in there. Right.
So this is just reflections again, and wide open f1.2, focused on the newspaper seller. And this is Christmas time. You probably see Merry Christmas or whatever, but it's really blurry, but you can see the Father Christmas sort of thing. So those were stickers in the window that I was looking at. So this person was behind me. So I'm looking into the window opposite, and these stencils or whatever decorations were in the window I was looking into. But I'd seen this newspaper seller, and they were just snapping away, and then just this other woman just walking into the scene just adds that layer. Just managed to keep her feet in as well, so I've cropped it and that. But just lots of blurry, out of focus things in the foreground. There's one street photographer which sort of inspired me to shoot like this. So it's not, obviously it's nothing new. It's not something I've just come up with. But there's a guy called Saul Leiter.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Photographer, SAULLEITER. Fantastic work. And when I saw his work, I don't know, it just struck a chord with me, and I thought, I love this style. And he does a lot of this sort of stuff, abstract, and where even 2/3 of the image could be the corner of a building, and then there'll be one person on the third. So, 2/3 is just an out of focus foreground, but the third is the subject and things like that. So, yeah, I just love his style and that. So that's sort of when I sort of saw his work 2-3 years ago. That was when I really sort of changed into this sort of reflections and abstract and that sort of stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, chaos.
Have you ever seen out of Alan Shaller's work?
No, I haven't. No.
I tend to watch a lot. It's quite eccentric what he does, but I watch quite a lot of him. That's when I sort of, do I really want to get in the street and stuff like this? But take a look at Alan Schaller.
Alan, what's it?
Alan Schaller, ALLANSCHALLER.
Alan Schaller, right? Okay, yeah.
He does quite a lot of his is black and white as well. But
I'll tell you what I don't actually like that Mark Feenley.
Mark Feenley.
Oh yes,
Some of his work is absolutely amazing. He does a lot of monochrome.
So this is a bit of a I'd spotted the mannequin in the window.
Exactly.
Spotted the mannequin in the window, and I was actually again just looking in the shop window getting reflections of the people behind and what they were doing. They were taking photographs and things. And I saw this mannequin with the hand, and then when the position come like that, moved slightly to get position, so it looks like it's on his backside or something. Yeah, and the way I've cropped that, I can't remember what was on the right hand side, but it's 50-50. Left hand side is just that frame.
The thing with this as well, that whatever the mannequin is wearing with the blue matches the blue backpack.
Yeah, again, but pure luck. It is one of them things that you look back at images, and there's another one coming up, I think, where it's just like you can't plan it. You can't, you can't get that moment perfect like that, and color schemes and things like that. But yeah, there's even blue at the bottom there. I don't know what that is, but there is a blue theme running through there. But it's I thought with the hand in that position.
I'm going to take a guess and say, is that Liverpool?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think that was something about the
Beatles.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, but again, my eyes studied the whole image there, rather than just the.
You're reading the words, weren't you?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
This is it.
You look everywhere though. You look at the whole image, and I noticed obviously the Beatles.
I think, just if it's not just one thing to look at. Yeah, this is in Matthew Street again, which is obviously very big Beatles themed.
Oh, nice. But yeah, I mean, that is. And on the backside.
Yeah. Unique, very unique image.
It is. Right, going on to the next one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, another phone box.
It's another phone box, yeah.
Lovely colours.
I think I'm looking through the phone box. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a phone box, something like that. But anyway, it's This woman, she was smoking, and I was looking through couple of panes of glass, and then you got all these reflections. So again, it's just a busy scene, but she just looked through at me and grabbed the shot and that, and I think I got a smile off her after as well, because I mean she was just the other side of the kiosk or whatever it was. But there's a woman there. I think she's walking behind me or something like that. But again, as you said, Dan, your eye goes around the whole image. You start looking everywhere for it.
And this gives like a little tunnel effect as well, doesn't it, towards her?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and as I say, shot wide open. Most of my shots, I occasionally do stop it down to f5, 6, f8, but very rarely. I just love shooting 1.2, and just focus on the main subject.
Yeah. Like Daniel, you said then the colours, the red and the blue, just work so well in this.
When I first seen this, it said British. No, it looks like red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Straight away, I just thought Union Jack. Straight away.
I mean, whether that would work. Well, like I said, the colours are good in it. I mean, I don't really try them in mono. I don't say, will it work in mono? I just go more, nearly all the time, probably 95% colour images or desaturated colour images. But I should try more in mono just in case, because I'm usually getting picked up on it. Look better in mono. Yeah, you're right.
It works so well, does this one. Right, let's go on to another one.
This was in Cambridge, so the Photo 24 event. Which, Dan's open to join us this year, right, Dan?
Definitely, yeah, it's definitely happening, 100%.
So put a link below, and your other two can join us. So it's a 24-hour event, photography event, midday Saturday, midday Sunday. First two I took part were in London, and then COVID hit, so we had a couple of years out, and then the next one, they decided to move it to Cambridge, which was great. I mean, it was great in the daytime and not so good at night. It was really, really quiet at night, whereas the likes of London, obviously it's not busy all night, but there's a lot of people and stuff to shoot through the night. Whereas Cambridge, it just 11 o'clock, nothing. And then it was like 7, 8 o'clock. So it was a long night. This was just Cambridge. I'd spotted this, again, this young girl in the cafe window, and fired away. I don't know what she's actually looking at. She's not looking at me. She's not got the eye contact on me, but grabbed a couple of shots. I also like the hand, the gestures for the two.
Yeah, I was going to say all three have got the hands and the faces and the heads.
It's like layers after layers, though, is the image. You got the get.
Yeah, again, you've got the
Yep.
reflections and things, but again, you know, it was the lady, it was the girl in the shop that caught my attention. Which a lot of these shots, it's usually one thing that catches my attention, and then all the things just go to, you know, additional to supporting stuff for the image, like the reflections and the two ladies. You know, I don't think I even noticed the hand gestures until I was processing it. Again, it would have been shot at 5 frames a second, and then just the guy walking into the shop
gives that layer.
It's that extra layer, and you know, camera judge would say, "Oh yeah, out of focus, whatever." But yeah, again, why you know the focus is so he's not really interfering too much with the image because he's out of focus. If it's shot at f5, 6, f8, he probably would be in focus. And then for me, he would probably
I don't think it'd work.
I think it'd be a distraction. I think that'd be a distraction.
I would go to him more. Whereas for me, my eye goes to the girl and what she's looking at, just with that soulful look, with you know a hand resting on a head resting on a hand, and then you look at the ladies, and she's you know she said something, and she's adjusting her hair, and then you just go round, then you look at the reflections at the back, and again just looking around the whole scene. So just. Similar sort of theme with the
windows.
Even
the windows.
Kept that in. I could have cropped it a bit tighter, but again, I kept that in because it just shows you, you know, the back of the.
Do you know, with your love of windows, have you ever gone to Amsterdam?
No.
Can we move on from Amsterdam? Don't want to talk about it.
Daniel's bad experience.
Yes.
Anyway, back to the image.
Yep.
Amsterdam is on the card, so yeah, eventually. I've finally got a new passport.
Manchester by any chance?
It is Manchester, and it's St James Square, I think.
Yeah,
but it's a classic street shot. I'd seen it before, and the trams, these crisscross tramways, and just getting where you stand. It can be quite sort of scary because these trams come close. Now, I was shooting. I don't know with this one, but I was shooting with my 8mm lens. So when you're looking through and a tram's going towards you, I think it's about 20 meters away. You drop the camera and it's just going past your ear.
8mm. Right.
What gets me with this one though is that woman in between the trams at the bottom,
banging them. Yes, I noticed that. Yeah,
that's the bit that again, you know, I didn't wait for someone to walk at that. Because these trams are coming different ways as well. So one, I think, was parked up, and then the other one came in. I thought, please line up, you know, because they've got different times and that. So the other one came in, and then I'd already got my position to get the symmetry with the crossed lines, and then just adds that bit extra. That person walking across,
I do like
tiny in the frame, but
I do like that. Yeah,
that again. Pure luck, you know, you could wait there all day to get the trams lined up and wait for someone passing there.
They'd be getting picked and all sorts. Get off the lines.
I didn't even think about that'll look good with a person crossing behind. I didn't even think about that. It just happened, and then the processing again is it might be the chrome, or it could be Eterna. I forget what it's called now. There's again a desaturated star in that, but you know, I could really boost the saturation on this, but I like that sort of subdued saturation.
No, it's like with everything. It stick to what you do. I think it works so well. Does this?
And then cropping it was, you know, you've got to try and get your line, you know, them crosses got about as best as I could, but I was glad that was a sort of a bucket list shot.
Yeah,
ticked.
Well and truly ticked. Yeah, another window reflection.
Yeah, Manchester. I think this is Manchester Library. I think this is where I got collared by the security guard, or told I was a pro because I was shot with a zoo. But this was, looking. So the entrance is behind me, so I'm looking in the reflections. So this person's waiting for people to walk into the library. All these glass panes and reflections. And then the building, really great buildings around Manchester, just at the back there. And this is, I've converted this one tomorrow, as you can tell. I probably did try it in colour, but it wasn't adding much to it. So the mono treatment worked better. And it was just that figure there, which is very blurred, but you can tell it's a person. That's enough for me.
And the walking separation as well.
Yes, yeah. And they're just, you know, they're not where the glass pane ends, because you've got a lot of distortion over there, but the person's not on where the join is or anything like that. I would have got a picture with the person on the join, but pick that shot again. Why I'm shooting that many frames to get the stand, the step right, the pacing right, and the stride, I should say. So yeah,
definitely, it works so well as well. You certainly have got a different style, haven't you? And again,
here's a fun shot. You know what? On Facebook, I'll do. You ain't seen me right from my show. And, so anytime I can see a mirror or a reflection in a shot, I'll grab that shot. So this again, total pure luck. But I was looking through, so getting a shot of me, going, post this. You ain't seen me right. And this guy walks past.
That for me makes some interesting.
Yeah.
It's the confused look in his face.
Very confused. Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's probably thinking, is that the same guy that was in that telephone? Or was the one looking through the bin?
Brilliant. It's
but
brilliant.
This is the thing now. Something I hadn't noticed, but you see, he's got glasses on.
Yeah.
If you look at one of his lenses,
it's pure clear, isn't it? More or less on the right hand side.
Yeah.
But that right hand side, as you look at the image, that right hand side glass lens is the door.
Ah, right.
Window.
Oh.
It almost perfectly lines with the left. It's over his eye. But if you look, you look through the image and you can see the door. You can see that door, and that's like a circular window in the door. But it's matched perfectly over his eye. And there's no.
You said you're on about look earlier. That's why, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I thought, the guy's got round glasses on. I thought, actually, no, it's the door, door window, perfectly of his eye. Brilliant. But reflections and any derelict, shop or something like that. You see all the lines coming in and that, and I love that sort of thing because it just adds confusion. You think, where's that crossbar going? It's in the shop, and then you've got things happening on the opposite side, and
you've got that woman on the left hand side balancing that guy looking in. It's
that's all just.
I've just noticed actually dead center in the middle of the image. It's the same image, but more in focus.
Yep.
So you've got one image twice.
That's it. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Yeah. Say, if you see a mirror, you'll get that effect. And then
brilliant. It's a great effect. I like that.
Messes with your head a bit.
Yeah. Which is why it works so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it works for me.
Definitely. Another misty one.
Misty one with a self-portrait.
Yep.
So this was in Chester. So around Christmas time or whatever. So again, it's great for the steamy windows. But this couple here, we can tell I'm in a bright orange coat, so I'm not exactly.
I would say I thought street photographers always wore dark stuff.
Dark stuff with little pancake lenses.
bright red jackets with big telephoto lenses.
75 mil f1.2 prime. This couple, and just again, it tells a bit of a story. This, but it doesn't tell any story. But you can make your own story up, as in what's he saying. Because he's got his phone out. She's looking at him, and I think I put this on Facebook, and someone said, "Oh yeah, what new lens have you bought?" You're about to tell her like you've bought a new camera or something. What actually conversation's going on? But if you can include myself in the images or something like that. So just in the background there, but. The light, it's just working out then what's part of what. Obviously, the car's behind me.
Yeah.
The lights, I think that's in the cafe, but you just got abstract reflections behind as well. So these images, you could say I wouldn't say they're easy, but I think it's anyone wants to start street photography. It's definitely less intimidating because you're not straight in the face. Not directly. You got a pane of glass between you.
Well, like you said though.
So you said there with. Sorry, I was going. Yeah, go on.
Like you said earlier, though, you've got the condensation on the windows for the time of year as well, which is adding that extra layer to the image. Yeah,
definitely are better. Yeah. Sometimes when we've done street photography recently, you think, the temperature's getting cooler. Let's go and check some coffee shop windows because they'll start getting steamy.
And you mean it's steamy windows?
Steamy windows.
Go on, Dan. What were you going to say?
So you mentioned there about getting people being new to street photography. Have you ever tried shooting from the hip?
Yes.
Have you give that a go? Because that can be another way of
I've shot loads. Success rate 0.
I think with because I've tried it once or twice. I think for that one, it's just manual focus. You leave it because you can zone focus, and it's I think
I've tried zone focusing as well, but
yeah,
I mean, the thing is, zone focusing really you're shooting stop down a bit, so you'd F5, 6, F8.
Yeah, I get my F8. I always go to F8 manual focus, and I think I get between 5 and 15 foot.
Yeah, high focal distance.
Yeah.
I've tried it, but I struggle. It's I just prefer shooting.
I mean, shooting from the hip literally is spray and pray. It really is. Because you haven't set it up. Nothing's square. Nothing's
No.
balanced.
I mean, you can level it all up, but I usually get like someone's knee or the top of the head. Unfortunately, there was a great shot that if it worked out, there was a guy. He'd obviously had a few beers, and I don't know whether it was his wife or partner or what, but she was fingering his face like that, just like right in his face. And I was walking right past him, so I thought, well, I'm not going to take a photo. One, because I might get punched. So I just I walked to the side and then fire away, and then checking in the screen, nothing. Got the arm, got the top of her head. I think got a finger, and I've tried it a few times, but it just doesn't work.
No.
Just doesn't work. No. This is something that a bit different from what I normally shoot. I tried a bit of doing some like anonymous shots, keep a bit of anonymity. So it'd just be like part of a person. I thought it was like, oh yeah, this be my style, just getting like the hand sticking out from behind a wall, smoking a cigarette, or just feet sticking out, something like that. So you're not actually seeing the person. And then I go on Facebook or Flickr or whatever, and there's loads of people doing that sort of stuff. But this one here, I was walking up and I don't know, just the menu, the menu sign was just stood up there and just snapping away. So I just thought it was something a bit different. That you just got that person there. And again, you probably say, well, a bit of a cowardly, I'm not taking any portrait. For me, just taking the shot, I think it took him as he was sat down on his phone, but it wasn't really anything. He was just sat there, paper bag, and
don't really matter, though, is it? It's that sign, isn't it? It's that sign that is hiding behind.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the word, mystery.
I think just try something different. Really, that's what I try to do. A lot of the time, just looking for something that's out of the ordinary. Really,
most definitely. And I think the next one is your favourite shot that you sent me.
Yeah, this is. I think this was in Manchester, and this was a proper grab and go. So not grab and go, as in grab and run. It was grab. It was just walk along, and I've got. I have one camera on sort of a wrist. Well, I always have a wrist strap on when I'm going out shooting street photography anyway. So I use the Peak design. So they've got the capture clips on both cameras, and I use the little wrist strap. So I just click on whichever camera I'm using. So I usually have my 75mm down on my waist and my 27mm up on my rucksack clip up here. So I decide on which I need. And I'd spotted this guy, and he was just about to light up. So I grabbed the 75mm and then just was walking towards him, just firing away. I got face detection on it. I didn't know if I'd got the shot or what, but just firing away. Again, f1.2, fire away, and then walk past him. And I'm thinking, oh, I hope I've got that shot. And then looking back, and I just love the smoke coming round, just the reflection in his sunglasses, and all the background blurred, going out of focus. And it was just one of them shots that, I'm glad I actually got. I think I got a couple that were sharp. The others were just missed focus. But just like, and then just desaturated the colour again on it. Really, I just like the
the muted tones as well work so well with this, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it would work in mono because the colour isn't adding anything to it. But I don't know. I just keep find myself drawn to just having that desaturated look. I might go back to converting to mono later on down the line, a couple of years or something. But I'd say the odd one or two just get converted. But that's one of my favourites. That is, and this actually, I posted this on the Viltrops UK Facebook page, and they used it for their banner.
Oh, nice.
So that was nice. Nice to see. Yeah.
Oh, nice one. I think that's it for your images for the time being. But while you're on, Paul, what have you got planned for this year? You mentioned London 24, didn't you, with Dan?
London 24, yeah. Dan, well, there's a few of us going, isn't there? Hopefully get a few more coming as well. So that's, I think, around the 21st, which it's usually around the longest day. So I think it is actually the 20th, 21st this year, Dan.
21st, yeah, 21st.
Yeah. So that's
of June, 21st of June, yeah.
Yeah. No definite plans made for that one yet, but that'll be I've done 2 London, 1 Cambridge. Yeah, it'll be my 5th one, I think. I've stayed up for the full 24 hours on every one. So yeah, it's a challenge, but it's great when you've done it. Once you completed it, it's the hardest time is probably between 1 and sunrise. That is the really hardest time, because they normally organise some sort of night walk, so you go off and do some in a group then, so sort of safety numbers. I don't think it's a dangerous place, although you never know, but it's better to be in small groups. So yeah, we wander around, taking long exposure to the London buses going past and things like that, and then you sort of 1 o'clockish or whatever time finishes, that's it, you sort of do your own thing. But yeah, it's quiet then for 2 or 3 hours, and you're absolutely knackered. There's no coffee shops open, well, apart from McDonald's. It's rough. Other than that, just want to do a bit more astro.
You mentioned there it's a bit of a challenge. You have got a challenge coming up as well, haven't you?
Oh, the walk, yes, that challenge. I thought it was things.
No.
Then the Mighty Height Walk, yes. So so doing a 26-mile walk around Ullswater. So that's actually the weekend before London 24.
You're a glutton for punishment, aren't you?
Oh,
yeah. So did a couple of years. So that's Macmillan Cancer Research. That's in aid of. So I did a couple, 2018 and 2019. That was the Peak District ones. So they're all 26 miles. Great events, great cause, and great food. I mean, what's more?
What we'll do for this Mighty Hike, we'll put the link for Paul's. Is it Just Giving page you've got for it?
It's Just Giving. Yeah, I was going to post again because I've done a lot of walking this last couple of days in Snowdonia and that, so it's good practice. But I thought I need.
So
to
what we'll do, we'll post the link below. So if you fancy helping Paul along, give him a bit of a donation, all in head of a decent charity, hit the link below. So right then, guys. Final thoughts, Daniel.
Some good images. Like I said before, with Paul's images, when I see the image first, I know directly it's him. It's always at steamy windows or windows reflections. But tonight, great photographer, and pleased to have him on.
Yep. And we have, Paul, we have got plans to go to Leeds. I'm going to meet with Dan later on in the year, and we're going to go to Leeds to do a bit of street photography. So if you want to come along,
definitely up for that. Yeah.
So
big day. Fancy that.
Is there any red telephone here?
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
Fancy that big day?
Yeah.
Fancy giving it a go?
I'll bring my cling film ready for red phone box. Look.
Wrap the phone box by, Paul.
Yeah.
Red phone box.
Yeah. Now that's a challenge for you.
We'll get big day along, and
I think everyone should certainly have a go at street photography.
Yeah.
I can understand why people don't like it, and it can be intimidating. But the reason why I like it is because, well, one, you don't know what's going to happen. You just go out, you just take your camera, and then what we're going to get, what things are going to happen in front of us. And you can go out in all weather as well. So whereas your landscape, you need the good light in landscape. You don't want the blue sky days. A blue sky day is perfect for street photography.
Yeah, perfect.
Your very wet days, you can get the atmosphere for landscape on the very wet days, moody skies and things like that. But again, wet days are good for street photography. But overcast days, they're good for street photography. Can be done in all weathers and in any town or city. That's the thing. It's
especially with the rain at night time, you get those reflections of the neon lights.
That's something not really done. Hopefully, want to do that in London. London, definitely head around like the Soho area and that for the excuse the dog, Soho area for the nighttime.
Yeah, sounds good.
So nice one. So if you fancy checking any more Paul's work out, we'll leave all the links below to his Instagram channel and that. So yeah. So thank you very much, Paul.
Have you got a dog filter
Dog
on
filter. His camera's shy, isn't it? We haven't seen him on camera yet.
I think we need to see him.
Come here. He won't come here now. Come here.
Yeah. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll end with all the final images again. We'll do a bit of a slideshow for Paul. If you fancy jumping onto just Paul's Just Giving page, hop onto there. All the links are below for his Instagram. So yeah. And thank you very much for another episode of Photopeeps, and thank you for joining us, Paul.
Thank you for having me.
Daniel, how much is it to subscribe?
Free. Nothing.
There you go.
I need to work on a punchline for that. That was boring. I'll work on it. I said to the guys before, I'm hungover.
It's the same question every time. You should know what's coming.
I'm slightly hungover. I'll be honest.
And that's why we've done it.
Yeah, and I'm going to London tonight for 3 days. I've got 7 hours on a bus to prepare for. I'm so tired, and I knew that question was coming. I had no reply from it, so I'm working on it. So yeah, I'll work on the punchline for next time.
Right,
I promise.
Nice one. Yeah, so we'll end with all the final images. So yeah, join us again on the next one.
See you making my iced latte. Tastes good on a hot day. But summer's over now. It's cold out, time to pull out the sweater. Order chart cause it's time for fall weather. Hopefully I won't have to see heaven now. Open the door, you say welcome in. Hopefully I get to see you again. But you're moving to Oregon. Well, it's kind of fun to play pretend. Parents say you're my coffee shop boy. Kinda strange, but I hope you enjoy all the attention from a distance. Parents say you're my coffee shop boy. Kinda strange, but I hope you enjoy all the attention from a distance. Remember that day when you knew my order like I love you? I don't know, but I guess that I'll stay a while. You wonder why I come in here so often. Really hate that my heart's getting softened. I don't know, but I guess that it's just your smile. Open the door, I can't keep a straight face. You look at me and I try to erase it. I need some space, some grace. Feels kinda like a showcase. Parents say you're my coffee shop boy. Kinda strange, but I hope you enjoy all the attention from a distance. Parents say you're my coffee shop boy. Kinda strange, but I hope you enjoy all the attention from a distance.